Hey, it's Craig here, and this week I'm talking about a very magical and seriously underused tool in Lightroom, and that is the calibration panel. So follow along with me and we will unveil all its secrets and what magic it can bring to your photography. Thanks for tuning in to this week's editing toolbox. I'm Craig from Unleashed Education. You'll have to bear with me and my croakiness this week. I am at home in isolation with COVID currently, and it's been a fun week. Anyway, this week I thought I would talk to you a little bit about Lightroom's calibration panel. I use calibration on pretty much all of my images to give them a little bit of oomph and a little bit of pop. But it's also a really fantastic tool to correct color issues and to actually apply color grading and tonal choices and tonal preferences to your images. So join me and we will explore this a little bit further. Before I show you how I like to use the calibration panel, I thought I'd give you a quick overview of how it actually works and how it differs from other ways of adjusting color in Lightroom. We have red, green and blue primary all here in the calibration. This directly corresponds with the colors that make up every single pixel. If we hover anywhere over the image, you'll see underneath the histogram there that you have a red, green and blue value, and that is the amount of those colors present in that area where I'm hovering, in that pixel. You can see there is an amount of red, green and blue present in every single pixel of your image. If we increase the blue primary, you'll see that it is getting saturated across the board. So what we've done here by increasing this saturation is we have increased the amount of blue in every single pixel across the image. Whereas if we go up to Hue, Saturation and Luminance panel and we just go to the blues and we add saturation to the blues, it's just adding saturation into the areas that are already blue in the image. So these little bits in the sky that are just peeping through. So calibration is quite a massive difference. It is affecting the image globally, whereas HSL is just affecting the color that is already present within the image. So actually using calibration can help us really in three ways, I guess. The way that I use it the most is just to add that pop of color, and I'll show you in this video what I do to do that in my images. But also you can use calibration to correct any white balance and color issues that you can't quite get right from just using the white balance sliders. Things like tungsten light can be a little bit tricky to balance just using the temperature and tint, and calibration can really help with those difficult lighting situations. But the main use for calibration is a stylistic one, I guess, and you can use this panel to apply color grading and color tones throughout your work to give it your kind of stamp and your style. I'm doing a deep dive into this in my brand new course, Unleashing the Power of Color for Pet Photographers, which is available in the Unleashed Education membership right now, and it will also be available as a standalone course that you can purchase soon. But right now, I just want to show you one quick thing that I do to basically every image that I edit that just gives it that extra boost of pop and saturation. I've kind of given you a sneak peek into that already, but what I love to do to all of my work is just add a little bit of saturation in the blue primary channel. So just giving everything a little bit more richness in color. Let's take a look at another image. So we'll go to this one. This image is quite monochromatic. It's got a lot of that kind of orangey yellows in it, and obviously it's quite warm overall. But if we go back to the saturation, we can increase the saturation in the oranges, and we can increase it in the yellows a bit, and maybe even in the reds just slightly. And we get quite a nice look here. It gives you a little bit more color in those areas of the image overall. However, let's reset these and let's go down to the calibration panel and let's increase the blue primary here. And what you'll notice is that it is applying that change across the board. You know, there are a few cooler areas in the image overall. It's very subtle coolness, but there is coolness in the shadows here on the chest. But if we turn that back on, you can see it's just lifted that a little bit as well, but not too much that it looks kind of fake and overdone. It's just applying a really nice color cast across the whole of the image, giving it a slightly different result. I think it's a better result in this case. You can play between the two and see what you prefer, if you prefer to do it with the hue and saturation or if you prefer to do it with the calibration panel. Sometimes one will work better than the other, but for a general rule in my editing, I'm always adding at least a little bit of saturation in this blue primary. So I hope that's a good tip for you this week, and that will help you add a little bit of extra magic to your work. Have a play with the calibration panel, and don't forget to check out my new course, Unleashing the Power of Colour for Pet Photographers, in the Unleashed Education membership. It's out and available right now. I'll see you again in a couple of weeks' time for my next Editing Toolbox video.